Hello, welcome again. My name is Pierre Fontaine, professional homeopath for the past well over 20 years. I specialize in autism. My book, One Heart, One Mind, Healing Autism and Pandas, was out last year. Today we are talking about something really important to understand in order to be able to heal autism. Okay, this is something that I've been developing for a good year and a half, and I was reminded about this by a mom this morning. So there you go, subject for the video, and she called it neuroelectrical messages. So, what we need to understand in cases of autism are is the integration of the five senses with awareness and consciousness. Okay, because to say I wanted my child to be social and so on, that's all good. Speak and have eye contact and all that, absolutely terrific. That's what we should all want. But there is a hierarchy. And I'm going to describe this today. Because the child, to begin with, needs to have a awareness of life. Okay? That is number one. A lot of children don't have that. How do we figure this out? We figured this out through surrogacy case taking that I developed over a decade ago. So the information that is related to me is of primary importance because I look at things in a hierarchy. So awareness of life is first. Then there has to be awareness of body. All right. Many cases, the mom or the father, the parents relate, I'm not so sure he is aware of his body. It seems to me as if he has an arm here, a leg there. It's all like split up. Okay? So we need to have awareness of life, awareness of body. If that is not there, then we need to have a remedy that will address awareness of life, address awareness of body, and so on. Once that happens, then there has to be awareness of surroundings. Because if there's no awareness of body, the awareness, that's going to be primary in order to survive. Think about it. What is more important in order to survive will take precedent. All right. So once that's happened, with proper remedy, awareness of surroundings. Okay. And so awareness of life, body, awareness of surroundings to various degrees. All right. Then once we have those three, the senses are going to come into play. All right. Some weeks ago, I presented a case where the mom related that her child cannot see much more than a foot from his eyes. Okay, that is a very common symptom. The children will look at people very closely and will say, "Ah," like this. That is because there is awareness, the visual awareness. Visual awareness is a foot deep. He can see further, but the awareness is only a foot deep. Okay, you can scroll back on my page to look at that video. The same can be true with hearing. Some children are hypersensitive and others are not. You could shout in their ear and nothing will happen. Okay? Taste is the same, although taste with evolution, we generally don't like things that are bitter, but some children will eat only a couple of foods. This is very, very common symptom, right? Then there's touch. Tactile sensation is usually important, of course. And the integration the integration of all. Okay, perhaps one can see, but seeing needs to integrate with hearing, and then hearing needs to integrate with receptive, and then from receptive there has to be expressive, and then from there has to be the mechanical, the throat and the tongue and the mouth need to work properly through generally the fifth cranial nerve, where they most commonly is a problem with in children on the spectrum. Is another thing that is rarely talked about. So you see the process. All of this needs to be dissected in case taking and understood in order to give as good of a remedy as possible. So what prompted this video is that this morning I had a mom who related the improvement of her child after starting a remedy back in June, beginning of June. She said, well, he is aware of himself, and that is helping him being aware of his surroundings. That's the phrase that triggered this video, you see. Linear thinking like this is a little touchy, but this was in essence very, very true. They had to be this self-awareness and bringing the body back together, literally that arm back attached to its socket and the leg and so on. That's the kind of case that it was. Brought that back, and then I think she said aggression is 80% down. He's no longer stimming. Interesting. Eye contact was never much of a problem, she said, but now we see that it was a problem because he has so much better eye contact. So that's a brilliant quote because it affirms and confirms that there is a hierarchy of symptoms. One needs to understand the case thoroughly. You see, pumping up with supplements and B12 shot and chelation to kill this and kill this bacteria, that yeast, that virus, all this is really a shot in the dark. And we can do things much more systematically when we approach, and that is the beauty of this practice, the beauty of homeopathy, is that it can be done this way. We can approach the case in a hierarchy, have it really delineated for me, delineating the case very accurately in order to be able to give a great remedy, because the hierarchy needs to match the remedy, right? We're not going to give a remedy here, there, and everywhere, just like B12 shots and chelation and supplements and for this, for that, for whatever. No, we're going to find a remedy, fine tune. It may not be the perfect remedy the first time, the second time, third time, and sometimes much longer, but thankfully rarely so. We're going to find a remedy that we really fine-tune, that can give the improvement the mom related this morning. I remember one thing she said. She said, we went to the pool yesterday, very hot in New York. They're not from New York, but very hot here. It's the summer. They said, we went to the pool, but we forgot the bag. Oh my God. She said, before he would have flipped. I mean, it would have been a disaster because we had to go back home. But here we said, we forgot the bag. We need to go back home. We'll go as quickly as possible. We'll come back for sure. But it'll be all right. He was not too happy, but he settled down very quickly, and something that would not have been able to do before. He's also starting some socialization. He's not socialization, I should say that. He's approaching kids, which he never did before. So great to see this mom this morning who really spurred this idea of a video. enjoy. The website is homeopathicservices.com. The phone number is 212-334-7360. The book is One Heart, One Mind. Thank you so much for listening. I think this is very important. Feel free. Bye-bye.